Luckily, she's very gentle in delivering her feedback, but also very professional. Like, because we live not in the same city, like a lot of times I would just be like emailing her, and the way she like emails me back is like a client. Like, she won't even sign it mom. It's like best. Yeah, her name's Patricia, so like her nickname is Pat, so she'll be like best Pat.
Emailing your mom is crazy. Everyone, welcome to Hue House. My name is Hao.
My name is Kira.
And today we have Jocelyn. Welcome. So this is our second episode of our Hue House podcast. And the reason why Jocelyn is here, really similar to our first episode's guest, Christian. So we are at 929, a cocktail bar on the second floor of Hue House. And in May, we're doing a collaboration menu featuring some of our friends who are in the creative industry, and to feature their work and also their stories. And I'm gonna do this question, you're gonna hate it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Jocelyn. I'm an illustrator, painter, muralist. I'm originally from Taiwan. I grew up in Shanghai, and now I'm based in New York.
Awesome. And you know, we have other friends here as well with us. You can see there's friends here too. So before we talk about the work that Jocelyn do, we're gonna do a little tasting of the cocktail. Not sure like this is.
Cheers.
What do you guys taste?
I taste ginger, like definitely something with spice.
This feels like a test now.
I know.
It's like when you go to wine tasting, they're like, do you taste apple? I'm like, what? I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, so obviously each of our cocktail from the collaboration menu is supposed to represent the collaborators, like either their background or their work that they do. So this one particularly because, you know, when we personally have our conversation, you are from Taiwan, but you grew up in Shanghai, and now you're based in New York. So this drink is pretty much the, we're trying to capture the essence of flavors from all three cities. Savory part of it, we are making this tequila that's supposed to recreate the flavor of like Doritos actually. But we wanted to make it closer to pizza, so we add a little bit of tomato to it. So, you know, New York has the best pizza. That's not that's a statement, right? That's probably, people agree with it. And then when you think about Shanghai, and it's soup dumplings. So there's rice vinegar and ginger to recreate that sauce you use for soup dumplings. And soup dumplings are also, you know, a staple in Taiwan as well. And then obviously we finish with the Taiwanese beer, which is classic. And then at the top, where the little figures are, that is a green spray that is made with basil, which is also another classic item that you use for Taiwanese food. So yeah, this is you.
This is me.
In a glass.
This is so
Yeah,
cool.
I have a prompt for you. If you have to sell this drink in one sentence, what would you say?
A journey for your taste buds. Smoky, savory, and punchy. Is it good?
Well, you use pretty good terms to describe this drink. I think that's I was just thinking global citizen.
Oh.
I guess like tell us a little bit about like what these three cities mean to you. I mean, I mentioned that you grew up in Shanghai, or in Taiwan and New York, so.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have like so many homes, but I think for a long time I always felt like I was floating in between multiple places. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Yeah, I think being back in each place reminds me of a different part of myself. And in Taiwan, I only lived there for the first 2 years of my life, but that's where like most of my relatives were growing up, so I would always visit, and like I have so many good memories of like my grandmothers, and hang out with my cousins there. And then in Shanghai, that's like the bulk of my life was spent there. And like I watched it change, and like I was like growing up with the city in a way, and I thought that was like so cool. And even when I go back now, it's always like really, really different. And then New York is like where I became an adult, and that's like where I think I became fully actualized as a human being. And I found my voice as like an artist, or like that's where I went to art school. So yeah, I think every place like affected me in different ways, but it is like parts of a whole.
Would you say that you kind of like were exploring identities through living these cities?
I think so, yeah. I just think like sometimes like a different version of myself comes out in different places.
But that being said, then I think your work is actually really fluid in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like have a particular like label or stamp, which I think that's the beauty of it.
I wanted to create this kind of character that has no attributes or no specific gender or personality traits as a way to like, it's like my own made-up world where like you can be whoever and you can be wherever, and yeah, you're a fluid being moving through different places and spaces.
They all look very relaxed.
Yeah.
Is that the idea of it?
Kind of. I definitely think I place them in different types of moods and environments depending on like how I feel. So like in a lot of my paintings, which I didn't bring because they're too big, they can feel a little more like melancholic. Like a lot of people have said that about my work, and that's definitely reflective of like how I was feeling at the time when I was like making the work. But I do think the relaxed quality is because this is like what I wish to be, like almost this fluid, formless being where nothing really matters and you're just like free to be.
Yes. So I mean, what we have in front of us, we have these two sculptures.
These two are resin sculptures. They are in the same pose, but one is larger and is painted in black, and the smaller one is painted in blue. And then there's also a plushie keychain figure, and then a ceramic dish with my figure.
But this pose, you're considered this is like the relaxed pose, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's like
I feel like my grandpa like sits like that.
Yeah, or like a child.
Yeah, you know when people are in their most relaxed state, not like
Yeah.
adults who are stressed out.
For
Like, we don't
sure.
sit like that.
No.
How do you decide like what kind of like material you work with or texture you work with?
I love experimenting with all materials. I think because I work with the same subject matter, I like to experiment with like the different mediums. So yeah, if I see something that somebody else did, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I start to like think, how can I translate that into my own work? And so the plushie is like the newest medium, like textile is the newest medium I've worked with. Like in the past, it's always been like ceramic and, you know, stuff like this, like the resin sculpture. And it's like a big contrast, like this really hard, rigid
Textile.
thing. And this is like very soft. Yeah. This is from like, I think like 2016.
2016.
Oh, a
10 years
cocktail!
Cocktail, very well done for us.
Yeah.
Is this, is he like at the beach?
This is just like, he's just sitting somewhere.
What are these lines there?
He's having like, it's supposed to be
Thoughts.
kind of like cigarette smoke, but without the cigarette. You know, enjoying
wow.
a drink and perhaps a cigarette.
Without the cigarette.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
See, do you get annoyed when people are trying to like give too many meanings to your work, or you're just
No.
like, I always wondered that. Like-
I like it. Yeah.
Because you know how like back in school, like when we like study like an article or an essay, like teachers would ask us, what is the author trying to insinuate? And then we're just analyzing so
Yeah.
much, whereas
Yeah.
it's just a piece of art.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of like visual art though, is like there's no words, right? So everyone has such different interpretations of something visual because there's so many different clues like color and composition and the imagery, like what are the symbols in it. But I think what I like about, you know, drawing this figure that's kind of like ambiguous is like having like openness in my work so that people can see themselves or like put in their own meaning, so that it's more like a conversation and less like I'm trying to tell you this very specific thing and like you either get it or you don't. I like it to be more like, yeah, like a back and forth.
Open-ended.
Yeah.
You explore with people.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of the figure, is there like a very first like initial form of how it looks like? Does it look really different than what it is now?
The very first time I drew it, it looked more like a stick figure.
Okay.
Yeah, like a rounded outline of a stick figure.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like the bathroom sign. And it was just like a way for me to draw like a slightly human form without drawing a human, because that's not exactly what I wanted to express. And it just like really evolved over time. I just kept drawing it, and then it like eventually turned into the form it is today. Yeah.
What was like that moment that, I mean, actually what made you start to drawing these figures? Like especially the first one, and then it keeps evolving. Like how did that process work?
I started drawing it just like as a doodle in my sketchbook when I was in college. And like in college I was studying graphic design, but I always had the itch to draw, and like graphic design is like a lot more like rigid and doing stuff on the computer. So in my free time I would just like doodle in my sketchbook, and I think I was feeling very like, you know, angsty college student at the time, and had a lot of feelings I wanted to express and explore.
You don't anymore?
Not anymore. I'm so mature now. But I think just back then it was like my way of exploring my voice as an artist. And I was in New York, so you know, so many outside influences, and it was very overstimulating. But also, yeah, it was a lot to process. So that was my way of processing, and it became something I kind of relied on, and then eventually something I would like share on like Instagram. Yeah.
And when do you know it's like finished if it involves so much?
I don't know if it's finished. Yeah.
It's still evolving?
It's still evolving.
I love that.
think. Yeah. I think it's still evolving.
But speaking of evolution, you know, you're saying something about, you know, when we were younger, when you have a lot of emotions and when your emotion fluctuate, and this is also happens when you're really young, right? But that also gives you the drive and inspirations for creating art.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm also speaking for myself, like now that I'm like older, I feel a little more like calm.
Yeah.
But then that at the same time, it kills my creativity in a way. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, you know, as you were saying that you're different from like the time that you were talking about.
I guess I now have like slightly different sources of inspiration. It's not so like from angst or from, you know, all these like complicated feelings about identity. Although I do think identity is like an ever-changing thing, so that's always an interesting source of inspiration. I think I do seek experiences where I'm learning something or I'm being challenged, so that it does turn into, you know, more reflection and then work that I make.
And I assume being in New York helps because you see so much, you meet so many people.
Yeah, definitely. There's like so much to do here, so many different people to meet, and like I think meeting different people is like one of my main sources of inspiration. It's just like getting to know different types of people in the world.
Like their stories and everything.
Yeah.
But I have a cousin who works in the film industry, and she always told me that from her experience, it looks like all movie directors are like artsy people, I guess. The more they create, the more their work traces back to their childhood. Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah. I think it just becomes clearer to me as time goes on, like why I make certain decisions in my work, and then I'm able to relate it back to my childhood more. Whereas like when I first started, I think it's still related to my childhood, but I wasn't able to like put it into words or really understand it as well. So I think it just like takes time, and like for me, making the art is my way of like processing my life and navigating the world, so then it's easier to connect the dots in a way. Yeah.
But I was just wondering, how did you like explore that there are so many different kinds of mediums, and how did you become interested in them, and do they represent like different parts of you?
I think it was just like a slow build-up. Yeah, like pretty natural progression. I mean, obviously I was like drawing at the very beginning, and I've always drawn, so that was really familiar. But yeah, I think through like various jobs that I had in the past too, like after I graduated, I got to explore different mediums. Like I started painting murals. I got to like design neon signs.
Oh,
and,
really?
like, yeah, and that was like really interesting to see your work in like a different form. So I think that's what really like piqued my interest in trying different mediums. And then from that point on, like once I became a full-time freelance artist, I was like, well, I have the freedom to try different things, and I feel like investing in myself and like trying different things always like ends up paying off one way or another. Yeah.
I think I remember that you also collaborate with your parents on art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do some stuff for your mom's studio, and then your dad. So how does that came about? I mean, how does it feel to work with your parents? Because I think that is interesting too.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even remember how it started, but my mom's had her like wellness studio in Shanghai for 20 years now. Started out as like yoga, now it's Pilates.
Oh, you should go. He has back problems.
Oh man, I really need the help. God,
Yeah. But I think like as I started to draw my figure and it became like more of my style, she saw that it would be a fun way to collaborate, because like Pilates and yoga, it's all about the body and poses, and that's what I'm drawing my figure in anyway. So that's how we started collaborating, and she's so supportive. So she's like, oh, can you like do something for my brochure, or like design the tote bags, or like paint a mural. So that's like an ongoing collaboration. And then with my dad, he's always liked to draw, but when I was young, he always drew a dog pooping. That was his like signature thing to draw, like a dog with a stinky poop at the end. And so when it was the year of the dog, I was like, why don't we just do like something together, since you love to draw the dog pooping. And then ever since then, we just do it every year.
That's right. What does dog pooping mean?
And did you ever question it as a child? Like, why is that my father's obsession?
Definitely. I was like, or I just think that was the only thing he knew how to draw. So like that was his signature thing to draw to us as kids. Like, oh, look at this thing, you know? And we're like, oh.
I think my dad drew like rainbows, like cars, you know?
Yeah, normal things. Yeah.
My dad used a cigarette to draw.
That's pretty artful, avant-garde.
Whatever he does, whatever.
That's why you guys became such like creative people.
And like, if you work for mom, right? Like, does she give you feedback? Like, how does that work? Because like, you know, it's almost like your mom's your client. And how does that process work for like giving feedback, take it in a positive way, and then do a revision? You know?
Yeah.
Because like that with normal client is like difficult enough. And now that you're doing it with your mom, like, how does that work?
Luckily, she's very gentle in delivering her feedback, but also very professional. Like, because we live not in the same city, like a lot of times I would just be like emailing her, and the way she like emails me back is like a client. Like, she won't even sign it mom. It's like best. Yeah, her name's Patricia, so like her nickname is Pat, so she'll be like best Pat.
Emailing your mom is crazy.
I was like, you can't even say love mom?
Best regards.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Literally. But I find it pretty funny. I think she just wants to keep it, you know, professional and like, you know.
I respect that. That's actually a good way to.
Uncomplicated.
So when you go back to like Shanghai, let's say, do you feel like you're going home when you land?
Definitely, yeah. I feel like I'm home, even though everything's changed. But there's still, you know, it's still Shanghai. So, yeah, I'm always really happy when I go back. And like, even though a lot has changed, it's also kind of interesting to see what's new and what people are interested in now. Because it really like drastically shifted throughout my childhood. So, yeah.
And the art scene in Shanghai, I feel like, not in Shanghai, but like in Asia in general, is very different. Also, the platforms they use are really different. When it comes to like talking about yourself, social media, that's a completely different world. You guys are not drinking. I'm just like, I'm already like halfway through the drink.
This is a strong drink, I would have to say. I can feel myself like heating up.
Really?
I do
Or
think it's,
my body
maybe
just
it's like the ginger too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
my body doesn't process tequila as well anymore.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, I
What
used
are your
to.
preferred liquors.
You want to go first?
But why? Why am I being?
Targeted.
I drink a lot of whiskey. Although, I think when I first started drinking. See, this is why we don't know where this podcast is going. Now we're talking about drinking, and then probably the next thing we're gonna talk about nightclub and partying.
We're
That's
at
fine.
night tonight. We
Yeah.
have to talk about
Yeah.
drinks.
I drank a lot of gin when I first
I like
started
gin too,
drinking,
yeah.
because the first drink that I had, I think there's one time I was in Shanghai, one time I was in New York. Like, I'm trying to hear what people are ordering because I know nothing about cocktail. Maybe I shouldn't say this now that
Sex on the
now that
beach.
I own that tonight. And I heard someone say gin and tonic. I was like, okay, I'm gonna order gin and tonic, and I liked it. Like, then I drank gin and tonic for a long time, and then now it evolved into a dry gin martini with a twist.
Oh, nice.
You've grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a grown-up drink.
But like, what about you?
I used to drink that a lot too, because they called that the skinny girl drink.
Gin.
And it's refreshing.
Yeah.
But then I went from gin and tonic to just tequila shots.
Oh, wow.
Like, I hated holding a drink in my hand.
Whoa.
Like, I just wanted to like drink it,
And be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then obviously my body wasn't really
Yeah.
taking it well. So then I went to wine.
Uh,
But then I kind of like started coming to night a lot. So I'm
Don't play.
coming back to
Don't play on us.
I'm coming back to cocktails again. I like mezcal a lot.
yeah.
I used to hate vodka, but then I realized how versatile it is because you can like mix it with so many different flavors and just become something different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alcohol is great.
Alcohol is great.
love it.
Okay. I was gonna mention some branding, but I think we shouldn't mention any liquor name because we're at
right,
that tonight.
yes.
But what about you?
I would say mezcal and tequila are my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. Hence the drink. But yeah, when I first started drinking, I think I drank a lot of vodka. So now I'm like, I can't drink vodka anymore.
I see a bottle of Grey Goose, like I get chills.
Yeah, I remember like when I first started drinking, when you go to like a club in China, it's always whiskey with iced tea. Like for some reason, it was always a combo. So now whenever I smell iced tea, I feel like puking.
Oh my god.
Ooh, yeah, I feel like our
like-
memories are like so deeply rooted. That
With the-
like,
yeah.
Like straight up PTSD.
And speaking of China, I feel like, I mean, now that we're old enough that we can talk about this, were you drinking when you were like 16, 17?
Yeah.
Because China doesn't, like, they don't care.
No.
I started drinking
They're-
when I was 13.
You don't have to whisper.
They can hear you.
Like, because I know a lot of people, I also know a lot of Taiwanese who
Yeah.
grew up in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And they go to bars and take shots when they're like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then when they're like 20 something, they're like, oh, these are spots that I went to like almost 10 years ago. I'm like, what the?
It was like we start early, we
Yeah.
end early.
Yeah.
No, but like, if you drink a like a beer or something, it's okay. But like, they're taking shots,
Yeah.
like-
I do think.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah. Some of the places watered them down.
Hmm.
So like, I did start drinking when I was 15.
That
yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Like you're going out and about, like having
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Wow.
I had like mentors, like they would bring me out,
Mhm.
like me and my young friends, and
Yeah,
then they would
I
like
had
take
mentees.
care, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like take care of us and like show us how it's done, show us the places to go.
Yeah.
So funny, but yeah. What was the question?
We're just talking about like, you know, when you're young, like you just hang out China, because a lot of people like when you're American and you go to like, let's say like Shanghai, should I say this? You go to Shanghai NYU and they get so excited because they're like 18 and they can drink.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All of my American friends who had like traveled, like to Asia or like study
Yeah.
abroad, they're like it was lit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was the one word they would use.
Wow.
Like the drinking and the nightlife that we experience as like an 18-year-old is completely different than the ones in like Shanghai.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably went to like venues and dance to
Yeah. Like, I feel like that kind of influenced like my interest in music
Mhm.
because I was exposed to dance music and clubs and like bars that would host like underground DJs. So
What
like,
do they play? Like what genres do they?
it was like techno or like house. Like that was my favorite genres. But obviously there were places that play like top 40, you know, that catered to the crowds. But yeah, I think at the time when I was a teenager in Shanghai was becoming like a global city, and so like a lot of musicians would come and like perform or like play. So, and I feel like it was like less competitive to like buy a ticket because, you know, there weren't as many people in Shanghai that were like trying to go see whoever. But yeah, that was so interesting. I remember just seeing a lot of different types of musicians.
Did they inspire you to create the art that you create?
In a way, I'm sure. I think like music and film and like all the other types of forms of art all really feed into my work. Like I think the more that I experience all the other genres of art, the more I feel inspired.
Do you listen to music when you create art?
Yes, it really depends. I really like creating in silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you're supposed to feel this silence.
Yeah, or it's almost like a meditation to me. A lot of times when I'm like painting or doing ceramics, like I'm
you're
just
in
like
a flow state.
yeah, and I'm just like thinking my thoughts, and then sometimes music can be distracting, especially music with words. So that's why I like you know, electronic music. Yeah, it's more like repetitive and I get in a groove, but yeah, it just depends on how I feel.
And when you create with like music in the background versus when you create in silence, like how does the outcome like differentiate?
I think sometimes it can really influence like the energy of the piece. So it can like influence what colors I'm picking and like my overall mood, and I think that shows through the work.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Actually, we need to show some of your work too, like the prints.
You are feeling blue.
I love blue. Blue's my favorite color.
Oh, really?
So I do blue a lot.
Did you ever do like color analysis?
So,
No, but I should.
Yeah.
so I mean, these two are they at the two different moods, in a way?
A little bit. These were actually made in collaboration with my partner. He's a painter and tattoo artist, and he works like super abstractly. So like the gradients and like all the non-illustrative parts are his, and then all the more representational parts are what I drew.
Wow.
And yeah, we got these risographed in Tokyo when we were there.
Oh wow.
We did a little workshop, and then so we got to pick the colors.
So cool.
Like, at the workshop.
Do they have names?
Yes, but I can't remember them. I have to like name so many pieces of art that I can't remember the titles sometimes. Yeah.
Does your partner like critique your work? Like, do you guys do that mutually, or?
Yeah, if we ask each other. I think that's like one of the best parts about being with someone who is also an artist or creative. It's like they just get it, and then like I always trust his feedback. Yeah.
Did you guys have a conversation, an argument, like when you're making this?
I think this is pretty smooth.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
This was further and then it walked up to you,
Yes,
right?
I like that.
That was the idea, no?
No, but I like that. You just gave meaning to
That's very
something that
cool.
was
Right?
probably meaningless.
Like came from spring, walked into summer,
Oh.
right? Maybe you can have a fall and winter series.
That's very cool. I mean,
You
what
should
if,
help market my work. Thank you. Yeah.
what if like your partner did something that you
didn't like.
didn't like? What would you say? Like it's kind of hard. It's also
I was
it's
super
as
upset.
it's as hard as like working with mom. It's like you don't want to hurt their feelings, like
Well, I think
unless you really did.
No, I think it's easier to be honest when you're working with people who you're really close to, because they know that it's coming from a place of like
Love.
love and like truth, like you genuinely feel a certain way, and I'm not like beating around the bush.
Right.
So I will straight up say like I don't think that looks good, or
That's a little harsh to me.
Have you said that to him before?
okay, maybe not like so direct, but
Yeah,
He
that
definitely knows.
I think this needs a little
Yeah.
like something.
Or it's like,
I
why
think
don't you
he-
do this instead?
yeah.
But in a tone where he knows I'm like trying to be nice about it, but having a hard time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with my mom, it's the same. I'm
Is
like,
it?
are you sure you want me to do
Yeah,
that?
even that's a little harsh to me. I can never be an artist.
We're used to it.
I agree.
Yeah.
So these are only 2 pieces that you guys work together on.
Yeah. We've done other collabs too. Like we had a duo show before, like a couple years ago, where it showed my paintings and his paintings, and then collaborative paintings.
I see.
Yeah, but he mostly does tattoos now, so he doesn't paint as much.
Is he moving to Asia too?
He said he's down.
Oh,
Wow, this is on record.
wow.
For people that like don't know who you are, how would you introduce yourself?
My name is Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi. I mean, yeah, I guess when introducing myself, I always say what I do. Like, it's kind of hard to avoid. Like, what other information can I give, right?
But I think that's how you know you genuinely love what you do, that it became your identity, right?
Yeah.
For people who like don't like their jobs, let's say if they work office jobs, they're like, oh, like I have a lot of hobbies, like doing this and that, but this is who you are, right?
That's true. I don't have that many hobbies because all my hobbies are related to what I do. So the boundary is
Blurry.
very blurred.
But that's such a privilege, I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's true.
But it's also tough because, I mean, I have the similar experience. Like, I mean,
Right.
what you like is your work, but you don't want to hate it because work is work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to work. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Well, for me, at least. Like, there are people, so it's just like people are like, what's your dream job? I was like, I don't job. But like, when you work, it's the things that you love, especially for me, it's like the things that I grew up with. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to balance it because you don't want to end up
Yeah.
hating it.
Yeah. It's a fine line. And I mean, aren't there quotes about like, if you do what you love, you like...
Especially for art.
Yeah.
I had heard so many artists resenting their work once it
Yeah.
became too commercial
Right.
or tied to making a living.
Yeah.
It's not the passion anymore because
It's
the
true.
clients want something, you
Yeah.
have to create it.
Yeah, it's like giving away parts of yourself because it's so tied to our identity, like you said. But I think that's also why I try to experiment with so many mediums, because like illustration was my passion when I was doing graphic design, but then it became my career. So after I started doing illustration as a career, I started painting. But now I show in galleries, so that is also tied to my career. So I started making ceramics. Now my ceramics are also part of my gallery shows. So what are other things I can try to do where it's like really just for me, and like whether I sell it or not, it might not be so tied to how I view myself or my success, you know? So yeah.
So what is the next thing?
What is the next thing? I've actually started making paintings in a slightly different style.
Oh,
Yeah. And
like
it's-
they don't exist, or
they exist in a very abstract way.
okay.
And you can still see figures in the work, but it just might not look like this.
Is this confidential? Like you just can't explain it to us because I don't have a mental image of this.
It's just so hard to explain. It's not confidential at all. I already made the work and it's out there. Yeah, but it's just the beginning of it, and that's why I think it's ever evolving. Like I don't know what it will look like in 10 years or, you know.
Do you document them? The versions of
Yeah.
the figures?
I do. I've actually documented like a studio portrait every year since 2019, and like I recently like put them all together and saw like the evolution of it.
That's
And,
art
like,
itself, right?
Yeah.
The evolution.
It'd be so cool if you like, those like flip books. You just flip through it and then just
Yeah.
and then there's all
Yeah.
the years.
Oh, that would be cool.
We would love to have a share of that. It never becomes commercialized.
That's not what we're for.
you
We're
had a
here
great
to
idea.
support and and showcase. We do have like some last questions that we usually use to wrap the show. So Kira, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. So as you know, we're in Hue House, which means returning to home. What does home mean to you?
think home means being around people that I feel safe with, feel safe and comfortable with, and a place where, yeah, I have a community. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people around you like usually make you feel like home. That's the most important thing.
That's what we get. I think people say that's not like a tangible physical place.
Exactly.
It's the environment, the energy around
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, the project we worked together, the name is called Home is Inside. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That we actually work on the whole project about like belonging and home.
Yeah. Wow, this is a full circle moment.
Full circle moment.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining
This
us.
is so fun.
Yay!
All right, now cheers.
Cheers. You guys are still.
Chug.
I'm almost done anyways. Cheers.